Students, I am Mrs. Shabnur Nawaz from Holy Hearts Educational Academy, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Today I am here to take the classes of Computer Science of class 11th. The topic that today we'll deal is unit number 1, that is Basic Computer Systems and Organization. So let's start further. Students, here we are starting with unit number 1, that is Computer System and Organization, and the topic that today we'll deal with the basic computer organizations with description. Under this particular topic, we all are studying from since class 5th that what is the basic computer structure, that is how the input is passed to the CPU and then further processed over there and then passed on to the output device and to the user. So in detail, if we see all these basic computer organizations, we can see here that if we start with input device, what is input device? Actually, the input device is the device that converts the input from human readable language to the binary language. As we all know that computer does not understand the human readable language, that is English, so it needs to be converted to the binary language. That particular thing is done using the help of input devices. So input unit takes the input, it does two particular work. First work is it takes the input, that means it accepts the input, and second, after accepting the input, it converts that particular input from human readable language to the binary language and passes it on further to the CPU for further processing. And inside the CPU, it has control unit, arithmetic logic unit, registers, memories, and many more such things. And then the further things are processed and then passed on to the output device. So first we'll deal with output device, as it is similar to the input with few differences. Like input devices gives us the input. Similarly, the output devices gives us the output. How the output is achieved? After the processing of data or the information inside the CPU, the data are processed and the result is formed and then pass it on to the output devices. Now the result, whatever result is in the binary format, which needs to be converted again to the human readable language so that it is understood by the user. So this particular work to convert the data from binary language to the human readable language is again done by the output device. And then further, the second thing is it gives us or shows the output to the user with the help of the output devices like monitors, printers, and etc. So this is the basic work of input device and the output device. Now if we deal with in detail with this part CPU, we can see here that CPU, we all know, is the central processing unit, and it is actually the brain of the computer, which guides, directs, controls, and even governs the performances of the computer, we can say here. It has again further, we can say, arithmetic logic unit, control unit, registers, and all basic other components inside it. So by the name itself, it is understood. Control unit, it controls all the different things, all the different instructions, whatever is being given, what all data or what all instructions need to be passed in which particular thing, that all things is controlled under this control unit. Hence we can say that it controls and guides the interpretation, flows, and the manipulation of all the data and information inside it, we can say here. So here in short, if we say, we can say like control unit act as a supervisor by controlling and guiding the operations taken place inside. Next is arithmetic logic unit. Arithmetic logic unit, by the name itself is understood what all arithmetic or the logical operations that need to be performed inside the CPU is done over this particular component. Hence arithmetic logic unit contains the different arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc., and few logical operations also like AND, OR, and many more things. Next comes the registers. The registers are basically, we can say, they are the registers or the processor registers. They're actually a small unit of data which is holding different places. Hence we can say here that it is very much important for processing the information during the time the processing is taking place, because whatever data or whatever information is used there at the time of processing is stored in the registers. So CPU may store some of the part of data or some of the memory addresses or some instructions in its processor registers also. Next, if we see in detail of all these things, here are few key points or key notes which I have taken for you all. The things what I explained you right now is here in short. So if you want, you can just go through the video and pause it and just go through it if you want. Next, if we deal with this memory, that is computer memory. Now, what do you understand by the term memory? Memory means whatever data where is stored. Either it is a primary memory or a secondary memory. The work of memory is to store the data or the information. Now, what is data or what is information? As we all know, we have already read that data is a raw fact or figures. Similarly, the information is the processed data. So inside the computer memory, there are many data, informations, the intermediate outputs, many more things there are which needs to be stored in the computer memory time to time. So here are the basic structure. We can see here the computer memory has further two types: primary memory, secondary memory. Primary memory again has two types: RAM and ROM. RAM again has two types: SRAM, DRAM, that is static and dynamic. We already know all these things. We are studying from since class 6th, I hope. Next is ROM. ROM is PROM, EPROM, EEPROM. Similarly, secondary memory has lots of more types we can see here. Next, if we deal with the different, in short, we know that what are the basic units of the computer memory measurements. Like 1 bit is actually a binary digit, and similarly 8 bits is equals to 1 byte. Similarly, 1 kilobyte is 1024 bytes, and that is just going on and on till the zettabyte right now. Next, there are different parts of memories like dynamic memory, static memory. In case if we deal with the RAM, that is random access memory, you all know that. Next is the ROM. ROM is read only memory. Hence यहाँ पे जो भी data हम store करते हैं, that is permanently stored here. And similarly, secondary memory, we have lots of secondary memory devices, CDs, DVDs, floppy disk, hard disk, magnetic tapes, we can say lot more pen drives and lot Blu-ray discs, lots of secondary memory storages devices we have. So in detail that you all know it very well. We are studying it from since class 6, so you need to prepare the notes for all these particular topics. Next is the assignments that you need to perform on the basis of this particular video. First is you need to prepare a short notes on the topic which we have covered in this session. That is the whole basic computer system organization का जो अभी हमने आपको फिगर दिखाया था. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट यू नीड टू, जो भी चीज़ें मैंने वर्बली आपको एक्सप्लेन की हैं, यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर शॉर्ट नोट्स ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक्स. Next is you have to explain the memories and their types in details that I have mentioned here, that you have studied in previous classes, because ये बहुत simple सी चीज़ है that you have to answer it. Either you have attended this video or your class, whatever. ये basic सी चीज़ है जो हर किसी को आनी चाहिए in today's digital era. So students, these are the assignments which you need to prepare it in your CS notes copy that will be checked when the school reopens. Students, we have seen the various sessions in the form of videos. Hope you all understood all the topics. Just go through the videos carefully, search for the notes in your books and in the lectures, and then further do the assignments given at the end of the session. By that time, be safe, be at home, and complete your assignments. Thank you.